What's going on, guys? TTL here. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 NFL and MLB plays for tonight, October 23rd, 2023. We've been absolutely crushing it. If you guys are interested in joining the Patreon, VIP is only $20 a month. You get all my prize picks, underdog, and sleeper slips. I've also started doing better slips. You get sportsbook bets, watch parties, VIP giveaways, tons of stuff for just $20 a month. Highly recommend it. You basically win giveaways enough for how often I do them to just pay the $20 a month just from the giveaways. But we absolutely killed it yesterday. We went up 24 units on League of Legends and swept the board. And then on NFL, we went up 10 units on Sleeper, and we went up a few units on PrizePicks and Underdog as well. I was able to make a withdrawal on all 3 websites, so absolutely killed it. Very happy to see that. And let's do it again today. Let's sweep this NFL, let's sweep this MLB, and let's go 5 for 5 today. If you're new to PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, or better, you can use code TTL for a 100% deposit match. Or if you're new to THUNDERPICK, THUNDERPICK.io are the sponsor of the videos. You get a deposit match up to $600 on that one. So highly recommend that. And let's get into these picks. So I'm using Outlier.bet for my research. You can get a 2-week free trial if you sign up using my link in the description. And let's get into it. We're going to go over 3 NFL plays and 2 MLB plays for today that I'm really liking. And let's get into it. So I'm going to put in the props that I actually like taking. So I like taking rushing yards, rushing attempts, rushing and receiving, receptions, receiving, passing, passing completions, passing attempts. And then that's about all I really like to take usually for the most part. And then when I'm researching NFL, I like to do opponent ranking. And this just gives us all the green. So whatever like the Vikings are bad at, for example, it'll show me props that correlate whether like an under versus the Vikings that are good defense stats or an over versus the Vikings terrible defense stats. Kind of like this one. This is one of our official plays as well. So we're going to go Kittle over 4 receptions on PrizePicks. And we can see right here over 3.5. Let's take a look. Over 3.5 is minus 156, minus 175, minus 169. So around minus 160, minus 170 odds. And we can see the Vikings are actually 29th in the league for receptions allowed. They allow over 25 receptions per game. And we can see Kittle has exceeded 3.5 receptions in 9 of his last 12 games against opponents with a losing record. And we can see Kittle has 25 targets this year with a 16% target share. I'm liking this play. He's only went over 1 game out of 6 this season thus far, but a lot of them have good passing defenses. This one, I expect Kittle to actually go over tonight. And then I actually like another reception, and that's Brandon Ayuk over 5 receptions. I did get this at 4.5 on Sleeper. I do prefer it there. You can also get Kittle at 3.5 on Sleeper. I like that there as well. Again, use code TTL, get that deposit match. But he's minus 158 on FanDuel, 150 on DraftKings, and all the way at minus 179 on Caesars. And again, it's the same defense. Vikings allowing 25 receptions per game. And Ayuk is actually the first in on his team for target share with 37 targets this season, which is around 24% of the target share. So loving both of these plays. Again, I do like Ayuk a little bit more, but both of these are perfectly fine. Ayuk does have 24% target share compared to Kittle's 16%, and there's only 1 more reception that he would need. So I do think that both of these at minimum push with heavy potential for both of these to actually go green and cash as well. Loving both of them, locking them in. Third on my list, I have Alexander Madison, and we're going to take the under on his rushing plus receiving. This is 68.5 on PrizePicks. It's actually up at 69.5 on Underdog. So obviously I do recommend taking this on Underdog instead. Just for that, you never know. Maybe he gets 69, screws us over on PrizePicks, but then cashes on Underdog. You never know. So if you're doing a 5-pick or a 6-pick, a flex play, feel free to play Madison on either website. But if you're going to do a power play 2-pick, 3-pick, definitely take it on a website where you get the better line. That's why I always recommend people get PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, Better, Sportsbook. Have all of these different options and just split your bankroll between all of them so that you can get the best lines possible every single day. You're not stuck to one website. If Kittle is at 3.5, Ayuk is at 4.5, and Madison is at 69.5 on one website, why would you take them at 4, 5, and 68.5 on PrizePicks? I mean, I highly recommend it. Underdog does have a deal going on. Today is the last day. You deposit to Underdog, you get a $500 deposit match, up to $500. So that's something to think about. Feel free to take advantage of that. Use code TTL for that deposit match. But those are my 3 NFL plays. Let's go on to MLB. Can't wait for NBA either, guys. NBA starts tomorrow. I'm going to have my plays out either tonight or early tomorrow morning. And I am just super excited for this first day of NBA. Let's go 2023. So one of my top plays is actually Merrill Kelly over 14.5. I love this play. It's on Sleeper. I mean, it's on Better, but it's not on Sleeper, Underdog, or PrizePicks. Kind of sucks, but this is my top play of the day by far. With that being said, if we go to MLB and we look at all of Merrill Kelly's other things, I guess they took his fantasy score down. I apologize. But let's look at Nola. I like his over 16.5 pitching outs. First of all, it's minus 146 on FanDuel, minus 130 on DraftKings. Hit it 74% of the season and in both games versus the Diamondbacks this season as well. But it is a little bit risky. So on PrizePicks, what I'm actually going to take is I'm going to take his Ks at over 5.5. Let's scroll down till we find it. Minus 136 on FanDuel, minus 146 on Caesars. And against the Diamondbacks in 3 games, he's went over out of 4. His one miss was by 0.5. This season, he got 9 and 7. And he's exceeded 5.5 strikeouts in 10 of his last 11 games at home. And we can also see his strikeouts per 9 average goes from 9 strikeouts per 9 innings to 12.15 when he's versus the Diamondbacks. So on average versus the Diamondbacks, he tends to get a lot of strikeouts as well. So I'm taking Aaron Nola over 5.5 strikeouts today. And I like pairing this with, hear me out. I like pairing this with Scherzer under 22.5 pitcher fantasy score. Scherzer used to be my GOAT for MLB. I mean, he was my number 1. And this year has just not been good for him. I don't know what's been going on. I never thought I would see Scherzer after the season is over and like where they are right now, and his pitching outline be at 13.5 or his strikeout line at 4.5 at plus money. I mean, it's really appalling seeing how his lines are and how he's been playing this year. But we can see, let's look at all of his stats. We can see over 13.5. We'll take a look at Scherzer. So under 4.5 strikeouts is favored. Under 13.5 outs is favored. So even with that, let's say he goes 4 innings, that's 12 fantasy points. And then let's say he does 4 strikeouts, that's another 12. That's 24 fantasy points. But then every hit he gives up is negative. He's projected for over 3.5 hits allowed. And then he's also projected for over 1.5 earned runs allowed, which is also negative points. I just think that he stays under this 22.5 with what his other props are favored to do. I expect him to give up a few runs and just get pulled, as the Rangers are going to want to win this game tonight. So these are my top 5 props. These are my 2 MLB. These are my 3 NFL. Again, guys, sign up for VIP, $20 a month. NBA is starting tomorrow. We've been killing League of Legends in this World Championships. And there's actually a money back guarantee if you join the Discord and you see that announcement. There's a money back guarantee if you buy before NBA starts tomorrow. If you don't profit in your first week, you get a refund. But thank you guys so much for all the support. Hit that like button. Let's get to 9,000 subscribers today. We're like 30 subs off, and I'll see you in the next video.